Thank you, Mary. Appreciate that. It's been a rough go for all of us volunteers, that's for sure. It's been a rough go. If I'm looking to my right, I am looking at my notes and my little notepad over here because I didn't want to go off topic and hopefully answer as many questions as I possibly can. Hi, Sue. Hi, Penny. How was the cold there in Montana? Hi, Cindy. We're all concerned, but we're all trudging through. Sandy, hanging with the dogs. Love that. Yep, I've kicked my little man out of the room because he'd want all my attention, so he's out hanging with my mother in the living room. Hi, Therese. Hi, Becky. Just trying to, so I'm not repeating myself with questions or answers, that we get some peeps on here that want to know what's going on. Oh, Sue, that's very sweet. We don't think of ourselves as heroes. We're just animal lovers that want to do the best for them. Hello, Sharon. For anybody wondering, that's my mother from the living room. Sherry, she's doing as well as she can. I personally have not spoken with her. There's just a couple of people that have. You know, all we can do is just pray for her. It's got to be scary and terrifying. It's not ideal for anybody to want to be in jail. It's not a fun place to be. I personally have been myself, as most of you know. Thanks, Diane. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I hope our snow is going to melt a little bit in the next couple days. It's supposed to be like 40 tomorrow, so fingers crossed. That would be amazing. So, hi, Monica. I have lots of family in Kentucky. Lots of family in the Louisville area. I have a cousin who's a sheriff down there. Lots of cousins. Oh, I loved Shaggy. Shaggy was he was cool. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate that. So, let me get a little bit started. I'm sure I'm going to have to repeat myself. Travis, I cannot read that. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Ramona. Oh, nice and cozy at the doghouse. So, Sandy, I wanted to talk about the doghouse first. In talking with Angela and some of the people who are taking care of those lovely, precious souls for us. I know the volunteers are day by day giving them unconditional love, taking care of them, all the good things. From what I understand, we have 20 dogs there, and all between the ages of 9 and 15 years old. All right, hold on. Someone just asked to be added. Wants to add haters. So I just want the facts that I know at this point in time. Okay, hold on a second. I don't know what keeps blurping in on me. Okay, sorry about that. I've only done a couple lives, so bear with me. My name is Theresa. I have been the equine adoption coordinator since 2020. I personally have, if I go down the list, have adopted about 28 equine since I started back then in just after COVID in September of 2020. Um, I have known Melissa, 2026, I'll have known her 19 years. In those 19 years, never known her to neglect or abuse an animal, but that's, you know, my personal interaction with her. Yes, Sue, all of our boys, or boys and girls at the doghouse are seniors. They are 9 to 15 or 16 years old. Okay, when people ask you to add, that is like you add them live chatting. Oh, gotcha. Thank you for that. So I don't want to do that. Anyway, before I get up to, I know I'm going to be on for a few minutes, so I'm going to be on for a little bit, I should say. So with regards to the dogs, you know, they are still being cared for. I know some of our volunteers are starting to reach out to possible rescue transfer. It's obviously, we know it hasn't been financially feasible for quite some time. However, we still have to pay the bills while we are transitioning. If you would like to volunteer or you have any additional questions regarding the dogs, you can email the devotedbarn@gmail.com. How can, yeah, you know, we were all volunteers at different times, but I've also known Melissa and her kids for a very long time. I know from my experience in the 5 years going on 6 that I've been here, I've witnessed some disgruntled volunteers that have not agreed with something that Mel did and chose to leave instead of talking through it or talking about it. That's my understanding. This all has to do with I guess a personality conflict is what I mean, that's what it has to be. I don't know. I wasn't there between those volunteers and her interaction, so yeah, they have been attacking Mel for years, but you know, she didn't win awards for nothing. You know what I mean? She would give her right arm to save an animal. I just, you know, oh, Travis, I wish there was free ice cream and cake. Let's not get off topic, Travis. You know, so with regards to Mel, just pray for her. And we'll go from there. I don't really want this to be about her tonight I want it to be about the animals right now. I personally have never witnessed any neglect happening. Has there been a dirty stall for a day or two? Yes. It happens when help quits, help doesn't show up. It happens in any barn. Have they ever gone without food or water? No. No. Never have. So, yes, she saved numerous dogs, and they wouldn't be where they are today without her, including, you know, every dog in that doghouse right now wouldn't be here without her. Is it ideal that they live in a kennel? Is it ideal that, you know, no, of course it isn't. We would love for them to transition. We would love for them to be somewhere in a loving home. Obviously, any normal person who loves animals would want the dogs to be in loving homes. Animal rescue world is crazy, Mary. With regards to the dogs being adoptable, I'm going to say yes. Point being is you have to reach out. You have to reach out, and I gave the email, the devotedbarn@gmail. Reach out, say, I would like to foster to adopt. I would like to get to know some of these dogs. Make it happen. Be a pest. Say, you know, I'm interested in helping one of these dogs. Make it happen. You know, that's how I feel about that whole situation. So, okay, so that's all I've got really about the dogs. That's not something I have volunteered with recently. I did help out in the dog room when we were in Italy. But other than that, I haven't been in the situation. I've been to the doghouse and I've seen it, and I've actually went there a couple times before all of this went down. Yes, Holly or Kelly, can you put the email in the comments, or Heather? One of you guys, please. I feel like if I get typing, I'm going to mess something up, so I don't want to do that. I'm trying, y'all, thank you for that. The devotedbarn@gmail. There you go. We are no longer in Monroe, Allison. We are in Howell for the farm animals, and the dogs are in Genesee County. I'm not even sure what town they're in, if I'm being honest. I don't know what town they're in. Like I said, I haven't traveled there on my own, so I'm not positive. We would love more volunteers. I know I would love some at the horse farm. Absolutely. Elena, are you going to keep coming to see us at the horse farm? I haven't seen you in a little bit. Missed your face. Thank you, Anne Marie. Grand Blanc. They're in Grand Blanc. Sandy, they are all special needs and they do deserve special homes. It's just, you're right, it's hard. And people have to come in and want to go to the doghouse, meet the dogs, get to know the dogs before they take them in for foster. It just makes sense. Kate, this is Theresa. I am the barn manager now and the horse trainer for the equine. She is, Misty. She is. I love her as a human and I love her as a friend. Um, you know, good people get railroaded. And I feel that's what happened to her. But let's talk about more about the animals, because that's been everyone's major concern. Jenny, we're not shutting it down. We can't shut it down. So they have got to be rehomed, fostered. You know, if some rescues are willing to step up and do some sort of transfer. I know you would, Michelle. You're awesome. You know, feral is a loosely termed word, in my opinion. So they trust the people who have been working with them, obviously, as any animal would. Any animal that you've been working with consistently and see them day in and day out, they're going to learn to trust you. So, but who's not to say they're not going to trust a new person? Of course they will. That person's got to get to know them and they've got to overcome their fears. It's just common sense. So, right, Jody, that was gross. That was really, ugh, that was gross. We do not have to relinquish all the animals. So let's move on. Let's move on from the doghouse for a minute and let's talk about the farm animals. I am not on the board, Nancy. I am the barn manager appointed by Linda, and I have been the horse trainer and adoption coordinator for 5 years, going on 6 years. I am not on the board. Linda is in the middle of obviously removing all of Mel from the devoted barn per court. She has to do that. So, Darlene, I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch as many of these comments as I can. We will be updating the website. We are probably going to have to create a new one. Just because when that website was initially, the current one was initially created, it was created by we don't have an email or a password to we have editing capabilities, but we don't have the ability to change anything, if that makes sense. So Christiana works on our website for us, and I have spoke to her earlier today about getting that straightened out. Hold on, I'm just flipping through comments. I don't want to forget or unanswer anybody because I want to make sure I'm answering everybody. Oh, Elena, you broke your hip. What? Girlfriend. Oh my. Well, you take care of yourself. Good grief. Woman. All right, hold on. Let's see here. Jenny. So, yes, I saw that. Grand Lake. Da, da, da. Okay. I'm just scrolling through. Let me just look here. All right. I don't think I don't. It is, Lynn, it is hard to adopt out older animals. Absolutely. So, what is happening at the moment? So, thank you, Christiana. They don't need rescued right now. So it's not an emergency liquidation of all the animals. So, with regards to the dogs, let's hang on to that. Let's hold that thought for just a moment because there are some things I want to discuss that are going on at the horse farm. So Monday, well, actually over the weekend, I reached out to animal control and I made an appointment with them and they came out on Monday morning. I walked around the farm with Officer Jody and Officer JD. The lady next door who likes to drive her truck by and spy on us, drove by very slowly, saw me walking with both animal control officers. So let me be clear to the haters watching, and I know you are. I called, I made the appointment, I brought them out. Thank you. So I walked them all around the farm. They checked all the water troughs, feed, you have hay, you have water, they all look great. With the exception, and this is going to be extremely hard for a lot of you. We are going to have to euthanize Kenny and Roger. It's something that I tried to discuss with Mel, but with everything she was going through, it was going to be too hard for her to take, not being able to say goodbye. Oh, excuse me. I love that stupid black and white cow. Let me pull myself together. Hang on. So, over the last, I want to say 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, he's been struggling. He's got quite a bit of muscle atrophy in his right shoulder. He lays down more often than not, which a lot of cattle lay down, they chew their cud, they do their thing. But I've noticed it becoming more of an issue for him. Sorry. He's so precious. This is part of the reason I wanted to do a live. I want just the facts out there. That's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. It's certainly not dire. He's gotten this far. I'm in the middle of making arrangements with a new vet, which I will not give the name of the new vet just because of the group. Elena, I know I really wish you could come say goodbye with your hip. I don't know. It's been hard watching him slowly decline. I mean, I'm out there 4 to 5 days a week. And I see it, and I watched him struggle to get up on more than one occasion. It's just hard for him to push off of that shoulder anymore. And with regards to Roger's also become a lot more uncomfortable with getting around with his shoulder. And you guys got to keep in mind, these guys they're a year apart, and I want to say they're 6 and 7 years old, or 6 and 8 years old, with Kenny being the older stately gentleman that he is. Oh gosh, my nose turned all red from my tears. Love that. Roger is starting, because that shoulder is fused, he has to swing that shoulder outward to walk properly. He is now struggling with so that's his left shoulder. He's struggling with his right shoulder now and bearing the brunt of his body weight. So he's the opposite of Kenny. So it's Kenny's right leg, Roger's left. They're going to mirror each other, and they're so close in age. They're mirroring each other in how their muscles are starting to their muscles just aren't working with them anymore. They're working against them. I know, Travis, who's chopping the onions around here? Oh. I didn't really think I would cry on live, but here we are. It's the kindest thing we can do for them. They have been loved since day one. And he did, Elena. He was like, "You are not putting that on me, and I will run you over if you try and put that prosthesis on me." I witnessed that. He was, he was not having any part of it. He was not a fan, and he preferred to get around without it. He was a very opinionated young man. And now, according to his breed, I mean, he's made it to almost 8 years old. Like, he would have never seen 8 years old. Roger would have never seen 6 to 7 years old. We've done for them everything possible for them. Everything possible for them. So, yes, Travis, it's been an extremely tough decision because it's one that I've had to be the one to make it. Elena, not for a week or so. I'm still in the works with working on burial for them, and coordinating the vet. Oh man. Yeah, so if you want to reach out to me, Elena, Just send me a message, honey. We'll figure out something. If I got to come pick you up so you can come, I'll do that. So, yeah, so that'll be happening in the next week or so. Along with Kenny and Roger. There is an equine that we're going to have to say goodbye to. He's not our oldest man, but he's our second oldest man. I am referring to Mr. Tate, Mr. Tater Tot, Tate the Great. So Tate has been exhibiting signs of, I want to call it horsey dementia a little bit. So some days he's good, some days he's not. Some days he wants to fight you, other days he wants to cuddle. It's back and forth with him. So on top of the personality swings, his back is starting to bother him quite a bit. So when we first took Tate in, he had a tiny bit of a sway back or a lower back. That sway back has been getting worse and worse through the years. So I've made this decision for Tate that it will be Tate's time as well. Hold on, I'm just kind of reading back through some, I don't want to miss any comments. Jamie, I'm not sure what the typical lifespan is of a cow. I'd have to Google that. I am really not a bovine expert by any means. Talk to me about the equine all day, I gotcha. But when it comes to any of that to do with the cattle, it's not my area of expertise. But I do know when an animal is hurting and when it's clearly their time. Let's see here. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Let's see. Yeah, Elena, a group of people couldn't get Kenny's prosthesis on. Nope. No. I know. I hope I'm not making everybody come to complete tears because this wasn't about being Christiana right. He's neurologically not okay. He isn't. And he hasn't been for some time, and it's getting worse. So that's going to be one big giant vet appointment. I'm really, really going to sit here and ask for some donations for the vet bill because that is coming. It's not going to be cheap to euthanize and bury these animals. So if your heart is in it and you still want to help us, we're still having to care for the horses and animals that we have. We're still having vet bills. Again, with spring coming up, I'm going to have a barn full of horses that need their spring vaccines. And that's about $60 a pop per 5-way vaccine. Times, let me see here. Let me do my count on my sheet here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 equines and donkeys in our care right now that are under the devoted barn. So times that, times 60, that's a chunk of a bill right there and that's me purchasing the vaccine and giving it and documenting. That's not having the vet out. That's the cheapest route for us to go. It's still completely legal to give your animals vaccines. They sell them at Tractor Supply. They sell them at Family Farm and Home. They're also all going to need to be dewormed, and that we do that every We do it quarterly, 4 times a year at $20 a pop. So there's that vet, expense. We have the farrier out. Mine was just out on Friday. My days are getting all mixed up. Mine was out on Friday, and our regular farrier will be out, I think, in about 2 weeks to do some trims on the 11 that we have still. Let me just look at comments again, so I make sure I'm answering everybody here. Kathy, I hope I answered that for you. There are 11, 9 plus 2 donkeys. Let's see here. Is Kenny's time? Yes, it is. Tate is not a surprise decision, and yes, we did discuss his well-being. Yeah. And these animals let you know. You can tell. I've been around the horses now all this time to know when they're not acting themselves. I will always do right by any animal. I have been an avid animal lover since I could yell pony to my mother as like a 3-year-old. So I've grown up with horses and dogs and cats and I used to show bunny rabbits in 4-H as a kid. So, a little fun fact. And I had a little quarter horse growing up that I also did 4-H with. Let's see. Let me. These things keep flipping on me, so. Okay, so with regards to the other 4 cattle, so let's talk about Lester and Martin and Grady and Garrett. I have been actively reaching out. I'm currently working with Abraham Ranch and Michigan Humane with regards to transferring them to another sanctuary. It will be the best for them, and it will help us, obviously, financially, to be able to transfer them to another sanctuary. The donkeys are available for adoption, Claire. You can reach me, and Holly, if you want to pin this, it's my first and last name, so it's Theresa Evans 99 at Gmail. If you would like to talk about what I have available for adoption, I will be glad to discuss it with you. Yep, Jamie, when you've been around long enough, you know just how they are. Yep, Garrett, Grady, Martin, and Mr. Lester. And I'll tell you what, Abraham Ranch got a big chuckle out of Lester, like, oh no, we can't take Lester. Not that crazy boy. So they're very sweet. Very, very sweet. Thank you. Very, very sweet. Thank you for putting that up for me, Holly. If anybody would like to reach out to me with regards to queries for the cattle, and with regards to, sorry, I keep moving my camera or my phone, with regards to adopting anyone, please, please, please reach out. I am not opposed to anyone coming to visit. Currently, it is Lance and I that are in charge of the farm. He is living there half the week, and I will be staying there half the week. So there will always be somebody present there 24 hours or 27 days a week. There's someone there. So with regards to the donkeys, I do have Abraham Ranch coming. They are going to be considering our very senior mini donk and mini pony. And they are coming to look at or visit Winston and Copper, our mush bucket guys. So I have an appointment with them. They have also graciously offered, once we do find sanctuary for the 4 other cattle, they have graciously offered to transport. Okay. Do we already have somebody in here causing chaos? Molly, can you please not? You're going to be removed. This is, yes, the website is under construction. Like I said, Christiana is helping me with that. Violet is a great guard donkey. However, we don't need a guard donkey anymore. All the horses are going to have their stalls to come into at night. Hi, Joyce. Love you. Stay strong. Well, Molly can be blocked. I'm not going to tolerate any ignorance. That's why I have Holly in here moderating. We're not going to have anybody being ignorant, rude. That's not what this conversation that I'm having with everyone is about. There's more to come on the website, so stay tuned. We're going to get it updated. So with that being said, I think I've covered the euthanizing. Some people have asked about rebranding. We're not so much rebranding as we're reorganizing. Sherry, I have thought about that, and that's something that I plan to look into, and I will also have Christiana help me out with that, because she's good at creating those like stores where you can go in and buy merch. She's got her degree for a reason. Yes, there's no time to be hateful. I'm here to talk about the animals, and what's best for them at this point in time. And like I said, for those of you just joining, you know, I know the animal control thing is, I would like to nip that in the butt, because that group gets out of hand sometimes, and I just want it to be abundantly clear that I invited them out. I said, come on out. Come see. I want you to be on board with what I'm doing and the decisions that I'm making. So, and they are. They wrote everything down. They did their report. And jokingly, we're saying now we have something in hand for when we start getting ridiculous calls again. So please, if you're a member of the group that dislikes us, I shouldn't say dislikes us, dislikes our founder, please know that everyone on this page is here for the animals. That's it. Period. Yes, you can watch it in its entirety when we're done. Yep. Sandy's Secret Sanctuary. Sandy, can you please send me an email? It was pinned in here initially. Exactly, Christiana. I am working with animal control. I absolutely am. They aren't the enemy. They are not. Um, and we don't have anything to hide. I walk them from stall to the back barn to everywhere. They made the rounds. They got up close and personal with the cattle. They checked all the troughs to make sure they weren't frozen and that we weren't, neglecting anybody, which we're not. They saw how much hay we had inside. We have our round bales outside, hay inside the barn. Sorry, I keep looking at my notes, everybody, so that's why I keep looking this way. My notes down here. I would really, really, really appreciate continued support. I know that we ask for donations daily, and it's needed. It's just because it's needed. And I am also doing a report for MDARD. What else? I know I'm leaving some things out, and I'm trying to remember everything. And I thought I wrote down everything, but the MDARD thing just came to my mind. Working with that about our manure removal and how we're storing that and getting rid of that. As most horse farms do, they have it removed like biannually, and some farms annually, depending on how much manure is on the property. We had our last big pile removed, and animal control did notice that it was gone. I pointed it out. I said, "Do you notice this is missing?" And they're like, "Oh yeah." And they're like, "Where do you have it now?" I'm like, "Back out there, away from the barns." They're like, "Okay, good." So I had an overall great visit with animal control. So if anybody wants to visit, and I mean anyone, as long as I am there to guide you around, you are not welcome to set foot on the property without somebody being there. I have no problem with giving a tour. I really don't. We don't have anything to hide. The horses are in great health. There's not going to be a whole lot to see once I have some of these horses adopted and or transferred to other sanctuaries. We still have a few here. With regards, saw somebody ask about Mel's kids, and it's not my place to talk about them. As much as I love Ava and I'm her trainer, that's not what we're talking about. Elena, the goats are going back to Sarah, their breeder. They're going on Sunday. So that has been arranged. Everybody's happy about that. Sarah's happy to have them back, and they will be in her care. So yeah, that's happening on Sunday for them. Did I miss anything? Please let me know if I missed anything or repeat it. I'm so sorry, you guys. The comments are kind of flipping by, and I'm trying to talk and look and Okay, hold on. So I just saw. We are not dissolving, Nancy. We are continuing Mel's mission. Act without expectation. We are definitely continuing. I am only rehoming a few. There are some that are in sanctuary that are staying in sanctuary. For example, I hate to bring her. Okay, so her daughters obviously have horses on the property, which we all know. And some of them have been relinquished to the sanctuary, and they will be added as members of our herd that will be staying. And those horses that will be staying will be Joey, Lala, and Leo. So they will now fall under sanctuary, not going anywhere. Yes, Sarah, I know Sarah. There makes me happy too. She's excited to have them back. So, and it would be the best place that Mel would want them to be. So, yeah. We are carrying the torch, Nancy. We are trying. We are trying. So, anybody, again, anybody, they can be adopted. Why can't who be adopted out, Tina? Leo, Lala, and Joey. Jordan has always been a part of the rescue part, Jenny. Yes, I do. Well, hold on a second. Hold on, everybody. So, Lala will be a permanent resident because her very best friend owned Lala that passed away. I will not do that to her, and she will be staying. Leo was bred out of her daughter's horse, Bella. Leo has behavioral issues that make him dangerous under saddle. I wouldn't want anyone to try and ride him. Just because he's 14 or 15 years old and healthy doesn't mean he's rideable. He nearly killed one trainer and severely injured another. So Leo will stay, Lala will stay. Joey can be ridden by somebody extremely experienced. Do I want that for Joey? No, because Joey's tendency when he gets fearful or pushed too hard, he rears straight up. I wouldn't trust anyone to want to try and ride him that adopted him and then them end up getting hurt. It's just good decision making for those three. With regards to Hannah per se, Hannah's adoptable. Ask me about Hannah. She's the thoroughbred. She's not rideable. She has a big knee and she has an injury from the track that prevents her from being ridden. However, she'll be the best pasture ornament you ever had and a pretty one to look at. Hannah is coming 10 years old. She'll be 10 years old in 2026. She is a candidate for adoption. I'm just looking at my list, everybody, so I can go down my list here. Huey, also a candidate for adoption. However, he has special requirements. Now, Huey's going to be also added to the sanctuary site because we had gotten Huey at 2 years old. He is coming 5. Huey was injured in his right hind, and it is now fused, making him unrideable. He also is a crypt, which means he has an undescended testicle that makes him still a stallion. Our old veterinarian did one exploratory surgery to try and geld him, and they could not find one testicle. So they did not do the surgery. So he is also at the rescue. And will probably be here the majority of his life if I can't find something suitable for him or a rescue that wants to take him on and get the surgery that he needs. Right. Chris, I have had OTTBs my entire life. I have trained, resold, ridden more than 50 in my lifetime, and I'm 56 years old. I currently have 2 thoroughbreds. So I know all about them. I know there are sanctuaries for that. And I will be reaching out to one here locally I had a discussion with Abraham Ranch about that particular rescue. I haven't reached out yet, so I don't want to put them on blast here, but they do specifically thoroughbreds here in Michigan. So yes, I will be reaching out with regards to Hannah. Oh, Sandy, I love that. You know, it's tough. It's, you know, Elena, the cats are staying. So with all of the woods around us and everything else, we do have quite a bit of mice in the barn. So they are doing their job. I've actually put two of their semi-feral cats upstairs, just because I found that some of the mice were getting upstairs. So they are working upstairs, and I have three working downstairs, or I should say down. So above the barn is the living space. Lance and I living up there. I'm not going to have mice up there. Oh, hell no. Um, so I have two of the cats up there and three of the cats downstairs. So they're not going to be going our crazy. Yeah. Cindy, they're the three that are downstairs are very feral. They don't want to be touched, pet, nothing. They don't want anything to do with people. They'll come around, they're around and I see them, and we do give them one feeding a day, or keep some food out for them. Let's see here. Let me make sure I'm not missing any. I think I got off topic. Yeah, Chris, exactly. They may have a little bit. I'm not in the rescue side of thoroughbreds. I've been more in the buy them from the track, train them, resell them, rehome them, that kind of thing. So yes, you're right about that. They would have a wider network. Absolutely. I 100% agree, Chris. And I will reach out, like I said, with regards to Hannah. Sandy, which animals might you be interested in taking into your sanctuary? Let me see here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just kind of scrolling. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I'm trying to be transparent and open and answer questions, and I don't want to ignore anyone. Let's see here. Yes, everyone will be adopted with contract, and animal control made it perfectly clear to me and I to them that there has to be a paper trail. Abraham Ranch has been so kind as well. They're like, make sure you have a paper trail. We got to have a paper trail, and we know everybody where everything's going, and dot the I's, cross the T's, the whole 9 yards. So they're not going to end up in the slaughter pipeline. Absolutely not, Susan. So, yes, every barn needs cats, Sandy, that's for sure. Let me just. So, Stephanie, there are, I believe, 20 dogs in the doghouse. You're going to need to reach out. They're all adoptable at this point. They're all adoptable. We would like to find, obviously, foster to adopt, that type of situation for them. It's not financially sustainable for Linda to carry on the doghouse. We're not, it's not going to happen overnight, obviously. We're still going to need our donations. We're going to still need all of the support from all of our followers. Gina, we don't need any more cats. We have, I think, yeah, we have 5 total. Sorry. Plenty. Let's see here. It keeps jumping around a little bit. Brienne, I hope I answered the question about the dogs. Yes, I am open to suggestions on placement for any of our animals. We're all open to it. We're all open to placement, fostering, adopting, whatever anyone is willing to do. Donations are desperately needed, obviously. Loretta, we do not have any of Golden's foals. Let's see. Somebody asked about. Okay, so Bella belongs to Mia, and Roder belongs to Brooke. That's all I'm going to say about those two. The girls will be caring for their own animals. Let's see here. Thank you for answering that, Christiana. You beat me to it. Okay, so they're not all adoptable. So, Jenny, I don't know what that means for the dogs. If they're not all adoptable, I don't know. That would, I guess, mean transitioning them to another dog sanctuary type situation. Yeah. Again, I don't deal a lot with a doghouse. I have been, I had reached out so I know because I knew people were going to ask about the dogs, and I was going to try and answer what I could. But again, email thedevotedbarn@gmail, specifically in the subject line, dogs, whether you want to volunteer, adopt, foster, help, whatever you can do. Yes, Megan, we have been on an intake hold for quite some time. We have not taken on any new animals. The only new animals that have come on are the cats, and that's because we needed them. Let's see. Travis, adopt a manatee or koala. You're killing me. Christina, please email me their contact information. Like I said, I am reaching out to everyone. I do have Michigan Humane and Abraham Ranch helping with regards to the cattle. Yes, it is long overdue, and now that we can make some changes and do what's best for the barn and the farm. Sarah, she hasn't had personal horses for the last 2 years. Her daughters took over ownership, adopted by one of her family members, Karen. So we will be seeing Doodle here and there. She hasn't gone anywhere that we don't know where she's at. We don't have kittens. The farm is not for sale, no. Not at the moment. And it is privately owned by, I want to say this right, Devoted Friends Animal Society through an LLC. So it is property of the Devoted family, but under an LLC. Her personal horses, like I said, her daughters have relinquished them to the sanctuary. So it is my job to watch over them. That would be Leo and Lala and, oh my gosh, Leo, Lala, who am I missing? And Joey. So Joey was also her daughter Mia's horse. But he and the others will fall under the Devoted Barn and horses that we care for. Monkey is still around. Monkey was adopted quite some time ago. We love the Monkers, but yes, she was adopted by Debbie quite some time ago and is living her best life. She is a very spoiled girl. Heather, with regards to Mel's dogs, her daughters are handling that situation. That is all I can say about that. They are in a safe space. Please know that they're in a safe space. I don't know, Fran, I don't know which nutcase keeps asking the same question, but I'm trying to answer everybody. I'm not judgy. I'm not, that's not me. So I'm just trying to answer everybody. I'm trying to be transparent and up front and foremost, you know. Does anybody have any other questions? I see I have almost 400 of you on here. Gina, that would be helpful. If you still have my phone number, it is the same. I just answered about Mel's personal dogs. Thank you, Fran. I'm trying. So, Ned, the financial plan moving forward obviously is, we are continuing the mission. The mission hasn't changed. Just because our founder is no longer with us does not mean the mission is changing. The horses are not being relinquished. Sarah, if you go back and watch, I've kind of said it a few times, and I don't want to be repetitive by any means to those who have been here, but there are some horses that are available for adoption. You can email me at teresaevans99@gmail. It was posted in the notes here. As well, if you're interested in anything to do with the dogs, it's the Devoted Barn at gmail.com with regards to the dogs. Junior, there are no show horses that are adoptable. There's never been show horses adoptable. Who are you referring to, Junior? Joan, go to our Facebook page, and the new links are there. We had to change the donation links to Devoted Friends Animal Society. We are working on updating the website and to include all of our animals, dogs, the remaining animals that will be on the property and not transferred. As of now, we still have everybody. So we have 11 horses, well, 9 horses, 2 donkeys, 6 cattle. Let's see here. I'm sorry, I'm still scrolling here. Yes, so AC did agree to work with us. I actually called them in, and I made that appointment with them yesterday for them to come out and have a look around. So yes, I am working in conjunction with our local animal control. So of that 9 sanctuary horses and 2 donkeys, I'm hoping to cut that number in half. Transferring a couple of them to another sanctuary is probably going to be what's going to happen. I haven't had any luck adopting them out now because the majority of them, none of them are rideable. They're all pasture pets. So it has been my experience that people just don't want to feed a pasture pet. They just don't. Yes, Diane, this is the same organization. Yep. Thank you, Sandy. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm sure the haters are going to rip this apart, but it is what it is. Liberty was adopted last year. Justice is currently under a possible adoption agreement at the moment. I have adopted Freedom. I would like to continue the mission, which that just means that I'm undertaking the care for her. I'm taking her off of the feed bill of the devoted barn. I would love for veterans to be able to come back. My mom works closely with the veterans group here locally, and I'm hoping to move forward with having veterans be able to visit the farm. Let's see. I'm just looking again through comments, everybody. I just want to make sure I answer everybody. Nancy, as far as I know, yes, I'm going to be the spokesperson who's willing to get on and do live videos. Let's see. Hold on, I'm still scrolling and looking, everybody. Give me just a second to make sure I didn't miss answering anyone's question. Let me look. Patreon is no longer. I think that was Mel's personal account. Cindy, I'm not really sure what therapy program you're referring to. I am personally wanting to have veterans come out to the farm, which was one of Mel's initial ideas in having them come out and brush the horses and spend time. We've only had them once since moving to the Howell location, and I'd like to start that back up again. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Irene. Oh my gosh, we appreciate you being a new follower. Thank you so much. Jill, her daughter has signed quick over to me, and Sherry Sparty as well. So I am currently caring for, out of my own pocket, Sparty, Quick, and Freedom. They will not be we're not expecting the sanctuary, the barn family, to take care of them. I would never expect them to take care of them. So I am caring for the three of them. Let me see. Be patient with me, everybody. I just don't want to miss anybody's questions. Let's see. Karen, yes, there is a paper trail. I have bills of sale. So there is a paper trail. Absolutely. I am dotting all my I's, crossing all my T's. Everything is documented down to the last feed receipt. And if people want to see the feed receipts that I get twice a week, 3 times a week when I go to pick up from Family Farm and Home, I am more than happy to share, screenshots and on the page. Kobe, Junior, Kobe belongs to Ava. That's Ava's personal horse. Luna belongs to me and has belonged to me for the last 4 years. Bella would have been the only one that was leased to equestrian team, so maybe that's who you're referring to, Junior. And actually, Mia had asked if anybody would be interested in leasing Bella again for equestrian team. So I'm open to that, and so is Mia. All right. Hang on a second. I'm still scrolling through. And people, if I have missed you at all or missed your question, comment, concern, please rewatch. I have repeated myself a couple of times, but please rewatch and write down any information, ask any questions you want. You can send it either to my email or the Devoted Barns email. Happy to answer any questions you may have. Okay. Fran, please be kind to Julie. I know she's probably asked the same question, and I haven't been able to see her question or her concern. Julie, yes, if you came in late, please do rewatch. Everybody, please be kind. All righty. Jada wants to come back and ride again, huh? Well, you know what? She can come out and ride Rodder. How about that? Monkey and Doodle are great. Monkey has been adopted and by Debbie, yes, just as Terry has said. And Doodle was also adopted and is doing great. Doodle is with family very close to us. So we'll get updates on Miss Doodle, maybe a video here and there. All right. So okay. I know we call them the hater club, but I have been a victim of the hate directly. So I absolutely can call them the hater club because they have not been kind. Um, I myself am a kind, compassionate person. Um, and this to me is all about our animals. It's all about who we have in our care, custody, and control right now. My heart breaks for her too, Mel. Her girls are going through a lot. Her family's going through a lot. She just lost her father like 3 weeks ago. Hopefully now we're going to update with regularly daily posts that aren't just asking for donations. I'd like to do a story on each animal that we have, how they came to the rescue, why they're here, how you can help them. But again, I'm going to need help from our doghouse volunteers with regards to the animals there, with regards to the animals at the farm in Howell. We'll be doing, a daily get to know, or maybe every other day, because I have a lot on my plate right now. A daily get to know them um, and their stories and how they are at our rescue and why they are here, and if they're available for adoption and so forth. Is there any other questions I can answer? I've been on for about an hour and 20 minutes. Um, I'm hoping I covered all the topics that everyone was concerned about, wanted to hear about. I can do a quick recap for those late joiners if you would like. Just say yes, please, I guess, if you would want me to do a quick recap. Karen, I'd have to actually go to the doghouse. So I do have a real job on top of doing this. Um, so uh, I will have to figure out a time that I can do that. But I am certainly open to going to the doghouse. Absolutely. Okay, so a quick recap with regards to the dogs. We have I believe, 20 dogs still in our care. I am under the impression that they are not all adoptable, but we are certainly open to those wanting to foster or foster to adopt. You'd have to reach out to the Devoted Barn at Gmail. Within the subject line, please ask if questions regarding the doghouse, you'd like to volunteer, so on and so forth. Hi, Rosemary. Miss your face. Sorry, that was random. I haven't seen Rosemary in a minute. So with regards to the doghouse, they're all within the ages of 9 to 15 years old, and are needing, the majority of them, I believe, are needing fosters or foster to adopt homes or a sanctuary transfer. Again, reach out via email. Hold on, I know I'm missing. Oh, Travis, it's not cake and ice cream time unless you're bringing it. Yes, you can. Now you can. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. Yes, Jody, I could go with a doghouse volunteer. I just have to get in touch with the right volunteer at the right time. You guys can certainly buy grain and supplies from Family Farm and Home directly, and I'll pick them up. So, okay, any more questions about the dogs? Okay, so with regards to the horses, we have 9 horses and 2 donkeys. I am currently working with Abraham Ranch, Michigan Humane, and Animal Control. I did invite Animal Control over yesterday to visit. They had a great visit, and I'm working side by side with Livingston County with regards to that. I did talk about the personally owned horses. They are now under the care of either myself or her daughters. Hold on, you guys are going too fast for me. Hang on a minute. Let's see here. Tanya, my role with the original operation, I have been the adoption coordinator for all of the equine since 2020, and the horse trainer. I am not, and I am also not on the board. Currently, I believe it is only Linda sitting on the board at the moment until restructuring happens. Ned, the status of the Holly property, that's in Linda's hands. That I know nothing about that. That's what I call none of my business. It doesn't involve me directly. So I can't answer that. And I'm sorry, I can't answer that question for you. Let's see here. Irene, yeah, I don't really have anything for 5 and 6-year-olds to do. But you're welcome. They would love, if they want to come out and they want to have a little horseback ride around and brush a pony or two, absolutely. No work for the littles. They can just come out and be their cute selves. Travis, you're being annoying, according to Becky. Stop it. Let me see. I'm just making sure I am not missing anyone, okay? Just give me a second. Susan, yes, we are starting fresh. So new year, new beginnings, fresh starts, the whole 9 yards. Exactly. I want new beginnings. I want people to be able to converse like adults and talk about things and concerns and that want to visit or want to volunteer. That would be amazing. I would love to get back to that. I would love to get back to the original mission that it is all about the animals. Showing compassion through positive action. Sabra, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Linda handles all of that, yes. She handles everything to do with the finances. So, Miss Hines 57, we know where you're going with your questions, and that's okay. There are personally owned horses at the farm. However, they are boarders. Was it covered about the macro properties? No. Yes. So the nonprofit, everything was for the nonprofit. Josh, I don't know because I'm not on the board and I'm not privy to that information. All I know is it falls under the same umbrella. It all falls, the private owner and the Devoted Friends Animal Society, Devoted Barn are all under the same umbrella. I hope that helps. That's how it was explained to me. Holly, be nice. I can do a recap. It's all good. Yes, Kelly, the donkeys are for adoption. Reach out to me with regards to putting in an application. Theresa Evans 99 at Gmail. Yeah, Theresa, she did have to give up all of her personal animals. Ryan is no longer with us for personal reasons. He was inappropriate, and that's all I can say about that. Chris, the past situation wasn't okay. And there are things that definitely need to be changed, and it will not be happening in the future. I am now barn manager as well as trainer and adoption coordinator for all equine. Again, Heinz 57, yes, they are living at the farm. However, half of the farm is the rescue, half of the farm is a boarding facility. Thus, the LLC needing to be in place. Personal owned horses are not living off of the rescue. I know that was happening in the past. It is not happening now. All my T's are crossed, my I's are dotted. I am not letting anything shady happen at the barn, put it that way. Everything is legit. To the T. I agree with you a whole 100,000,000 and 1,000%, Chris. Yes, do not bother her daughters. They are going through enough. Yes, actually, Berna, I have a call in to get bagged, or not bagged. I have a call in for bulk shavings. It is definitely more feasible. So, yes, that should be getting delivered hopefully by the end of the week. Bulk shavings. It's definitely a huge price change. Fran, please be kind to Chris. We're all here to be kind and answer questions. I know it, or we get passionate. Yes. So Ned, we are rehoming the cattle, which is a huge downsize. And I will be adopting out the donkeys and transferring some of the horses to other sanctuaries. Terry, yes, I did. I just answered that with regards to the donkeys. Chris, absolutely, the donors deserve to know everything. Josh, I am not on the board. I am acting barn manager and horse trainer and adoption coordinator for equine. CB is Christiana. Oh no, sorry, CB is what I call Christiana, but no, CB is who owns the land contract. Is I'm not sure what that abbreviation is for. Um, Not positive on that. I can't answer that, Nancy. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the CB stands for with the LLC. Yes, Christiana, we are working on moving forward, as you know. Jeff, we're not going to be begging for money 3 to 4 times a day. However, we will do a daily post asking for our donors to help us out. Absolutely. Most rescues um, that I've seen ask often. And I know a lot of them are struggling. I've actually seen through my Facebook feed some rescues that are struggling with donations. So we're not the only ones riding the struggle bus. Susan, I'm sorry if anybody is being negative or um, unkind. If people, I'm going to cut the live short. Please be kind. I don't care who you are or where you support. Just please be kind. We all get passionate when it comes to animals. All of us animal lovers get extremely passionate. Teresa, yes, that was unnecessary, but yes, we still have to ask for money. Uh, just everybody, please be kind. Karen, I don't know how Linda's going to go about that. Um, that's something I can certainly ask her and discuss. I know personally I don't want to be on anybody's board. I have a full-time job. I have other interests, and obviously, as a trainer, I have people I take to horse shows, and I have 2 jobs actually. So I not only do the horse training, but I also have a photography job. Devana, the German Shepherd, or her, Mel's personal dogs are with family. Christiana, we will have a lesson tomorrow night. Game on, girlfriend. Be ready. I no, Tanya. Um, that was Mel. Who are you calling OCD? Um, Ned, again, I don't know the answer to that question. Um, I'm not sure. Director wise, I'm not sure. Like I said, I can definitely ask and get answers to those questions. Um, um, so with regards to uh, um, Aaron, with regards to your question, I didn't have control at that time. And now that I do, I'm doing what is best. I have been eyes and ears on the property, but I've had my hands tied. Friend, you're very welcome. I hope I answered everyone's questions to the best of my abilities. Um, with regards to the barn, we are okay. The dogs are still at the dog house in Grand Blanc. Priority need is obviously kennel rent. Um, and we need hay for the horses. Hay and grain. I have bulk shavings coming at the end of the week. Cindy, again, I'm going to have to ask who's in charge. I'm not sure. I know it's mostly been volunteers. Um, Heather, that's not a true statement. Heather's not been in charge of the barn portion. Devana, her personal dogs are with her family. Oh, Heinz 57. Thanks. Okay, that makes sense. I guess I didn't put two and two together. Not something I think about every day, I guess. Julie, I apologize on her behalf. Um, Laura, in all honesty, I believe to some extent, yes. Um, Tracking Talker, I've been on for over an hour and 40 minutes. Um, if you would be so kind as to just go back and rewatch. I discussed the dogs in the very first, I think, half hour, as well as recapped it a couple of times. Travis, just let them be annoying. Just let it roll off your shoulder. It's all good. Susan Jasmine has been relocated. Anne Marie, again, I apologize. Judy, as far as I know, she's hanging in there. I haven't personally had contact with her. Just be patient, everybody. I'm still trying to catch up on all the remarks. I'm just trying to make sure I answer everyone. It's hard when you guys are answering each other or replying to somebody. Judy Doodle has been adopted with family. Oh, Christiana, we all need to go to bed. I have an appointment tomorrow, first thing. Jamie, please go watch. I've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. Um, please give the live a watch. I hopefully have answered the majority of questions. So yes, Ned, kennel rent. I'm not sure about the previously old kennel rent. I'm really not sure how the whole kennel thing is. I really don't. Um, my priority, obviously, as the barn manager and looking over the equines and cattle, are hay, grain, and shavings. Yes, and I also did mention we're going to have upcoming vet bills. Euthanization is not cheap, and considering that I'm going to have 3 animals done, it's going to be a pretty hefty bill. I can try to reach out to the vet I am using and get a quote and post that, but the euthanizing isn't going to happen for another week or so. Farrier bills happen every 3 to 4 weeks, and our farrier is very kind and only charges us $40 a trim. Most farriers are between $60 to $75 for a trim. So we have one that donates quite a bit of his time. Actually, she did not plead guilty, but was convicted. Okay, I will, Tanya, I will have them post on the main page again, links for Family Farm and Home. Do not be disappointed in her kids. Um, their mother raised them in a certain lifestyle that as adults isn't feasible. They're doing the best that they can, Tanya. They really are. They're going through it. Oh, thank you, Susan. Appreciate appreciate the kudos. Uh, Thank you, Travis. We are all pushing on and pushing forward, hoping for 2026 to be a new and improved year. Um, Again, we still need our supporters to hop on and help us out and get these animals cared for. And I hope to do some, live videos with them, maybe grooming them, talking about them. I've got to get the Wi-Fi situation straightened out at the farm. Thank you, Kelly. I've tried. Brad, I'm not sure how to take your comment right now. I've been nothing but kind and open and honest, and I haven't said anything the girls haven't already talked to me about. Tanya, yes. So you can definitely get a receipt for any charitable contribution that you make. I will look into making sure that that gets done for anybody who is donating. So I guess with that, I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight. Chris, I cannot see Brandy as I blocked her some time ago. Not sure what you're referring to here. Who is IE? Impact Equine. I have never badmouthed her. I blocked her for doing it to the barn. So I'm not going to get into the tit for tat. I have never, Brandy, I have never badmouthed you. Never have. I wouldn't do that. I'm not that kind of person. I just chose to block you and ignore you. So when you started coming down hard on an organization that I hold dear to my heart. Yep, exactly, Patty. When you donate, you just keep your receipt from the store. Chris, I didn't block her rescue. I blocked her personally. The barn page must have her rescue blocked. I don't have control over that. So, again, there's probably a lot of blocked comments that I can't see. You must have said something pretty bad, Brandy, or done something I didn't agree with. Heinz 57, only Linda and Mel know the answer to that question. I don't. Brandy, I'm happy to have a conversation with you. I'm an adult. I'll unblock you and have a conversation. Send me a screenshot of what I said, and if I owe you an apology, I owe you an apology. There's been a lot of give and take between different rescues and a lot of mudslinging, and going forward, I don't want that to be an issue anymore. So if I did you wrong, please point it out to me, and let's talk. All right. Okay, Chris, I see that. I'm going to reach out to Brandy and speak to her about it. It could have been something I said in the heat of the moment, like some of us do. We're human. All right, everybody. I am going to hop off for the night. I hope to be live every now and again, maybe weekly. We'll see how it goes. And I will talk to you all later. Please donate. Please support us. We're starting a fresh